I was dating a woman sometime many years ago. And we dated for damn near, I'd say 36 months. And things were going good. Even gave her a ring, asked her to marry me and the whole shebang. The reason I'm making this post is because I finally went back to church after a year and some change. And everybody in there shook my hand, told me I'm getting older and bigger and just networking. And then everybody just kept asking me, what happened with you guys? You guys are beautiful together. You guys are beautiful. I've never said anything negative about the sister because she's genuinely beautiful. But the problem is, she had four adult children,
Mm.
and two of them lived with her. At that
Hold on. 4 adult children and 2 of them lived with her? Just keep listening.
time, I had a modest home. It wasn't as big as her house, but she had a really big 5-bedroom house, and that mortgage was killing her. She had a good profession, but
Right.
spending damn near, I think she's spending 2,900 a month, and you got two adult sons that's not contributing to anything besides their own personal bills that they're making.
Oh, no.
So over a period of time, I'm in her ear because I'm her man. I'm gonna protect her mentally, physically, and if I can, financially.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I tell her, I'm gonna move in with you, and we're gonna either sell my house, or if I get somebody to rent my house, me and her could just split the proceeds and put them in an account for both of us. She said it's cool. So I tell her, but your sons, one that's 27 and the other one that's 29, they gotta start paying some rent.
Shit.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Meaning, I say $800 a piece. She thought about the number and she said, 800 is a little bit too much for them. I said, they about to be 30.
What?
And to live in this general area, the average one bedroom is probably about 1,600. So she said, I'm gonna tell them 500. I said, no problem. Not a problem whatsoever. Mind you, I'm doing everything around the house. Anything that's broke, I'm fixing. I'm cutting the grass while we got two grown men upstairs just playing video games. So one day we eating, and she tells them, "Listen, I think it's time for you guys to start paying rent." They start going crazy. They wasn't disrespectful with curse words, but they was like, "Nah, this is some bull crap. Ever since you start dating him, all these rules and regulations and all this other stuff, it's just not fair, Mom. It's just not fair."
Wow.
And she didn't defend me in any aspect.
Wow.
She was like, let me just review, let me just go back to the drawing board. And just seeing how she humbled herself made me say, this ain't the queen for me. Because my queen would have stood up for me, and my queen would have stood up for herself. And that's the reason why I got the hell on.
Good for you.
And that's for everybody that's in church that kept asking me, was I wrong?
No. No, you weren't wrong. What an understanding man right here. Came in, didn't ask for them to do chores. No, simply asked for them to contribute in some way, shape, or form. Listen, the amount of young men today who are on their direction, on the way to being 30-year-old bums, and I do mean bums. No, you're not a bum just because you live with your parents. You're a bum if you live with your parents and you're arguing when it comes to you contributing to the household. Any man who can sit there and come to a situation like that, where you have bums, grown men in that household who either refuse to contribute or they don't have a strategy of them or a plan to exit out because they've been cuddled their whole lives, because they're being raised by a single mother who can only do what she's meant to do, which is to love her children, and can't prepare them for the real world. Any man who can enter that situation and deal with that level of stress, lack of attachment to reality, is better than me. He's better than me. I'm sorry, guys. Usually I'll like summarize a story, but I'm just glad that he made the right decision. So he's dating this chick from the church. There's a lot of wonderful women in the church who are very single, very alone. And he likes her. Probably is a wonderful woman, but not marriage material. Why? Not because of maybe how she was raised, but because of her choices. Because of the decisions that she decided to make in life, particularly her raising men who are dependent on a woman to take care of them. There are a lot of guys out here like this, and they have no idea how screwed they are if they don't get their shit together. What would you have done in this situation? And what's crazy to me is that you have church members who sit there and will probably hear the story and go, but brother, you know, you're supposed to sacrifice and suffer through that and sacrifice your well-being for those children. Where does it say that at? What part of the Bible does it say, go find single mothers and wife them? Now, it does say help the widow. I haven't read marry the widow. It doesn't mean don't marry single mothers, because I say, hey, single mothers get married all the time. There's a bunch of single mothers out here who do get married. They don't act like this. The type of single mothers who are actually able to lock down a man, they understand that, like, yo, I'm bringing more responsibility here to the table, and I understand that. He was willing to work with her. She must have had some good qualities. Maybe she was just fine. Whatever it was, he was there and willing to work with her. Not only was he willing to do chores and fix up the house and not put any expectations on those sons, but he was willing to share profits from his other home. But she was not willing to have her children suffer and grow. And he wasn't going to put himself in the middle of that chaos. Good for him. This is a warning to any man out here who may be in this situation. You have no idea what's coming for you. If you don't learn to wake up and get your shit together, you have no idea what's coming for you out here. Your mother won't always be here. She won't. You can blame your mom for not having a man. Regardless, whatever it is, the responsibility to get yourself together is in your hands. No one cares. No one's ever going to care for you like your mother cares. Eventually, you're going to have to grow up, or you're going to have to be prepared to be forced to deal with the consequences. And that means a painful future. Not for anyone else, but for you. To the men who may be considering putting themselves through this hell, let this be a warning to you. Don't do it. Let's read a few of these comments. The top comment here says, I agree and disagree. You have to build a relationship with the kids before making those decisions. However, I do believe that they should have already been helping her as a single parent. Look, Nia, top comment. I can't believe what I'm reading here. Top comment. We have a woman here who's defending this. And you can't blame this chick. You can't blame this woman. Why? Why can't you blame her? It is in a woman's nature to only see the loving way to approach a situation. Those kids are effed. If they don't get it together, they're screwed for life. It's not going to get easier. You have to get to work. Put away the childish shit and start making a way for yourself. At 31 years old, I already see it. People who truly care for you are only going to tell you the truth. Here's somebody else who says, no, sir, you were not wrong. Here's somebody else who added, no need to apologize. You did the right thing. So a lot of these women agree. Somebody else who says, you was not wrong at all. You dodged a bullet. You should have moved in with, she should have moved in with you and let her sons pay the note. Where they resume, or both of you all could have sold your house and purchased one together. Tell her sons they got to get their own. Here's another person who says 27 and 29. You were right. You were protecting her. But of course, she doesn't want to be protected. You can get out of this situation because, I don't feel for him as much because he made the right decision as far as I'm concerned. I feel for the dudes in this situation. But that's just me, right? Because I don't think they understand that if they're consistent, if they put their head down, if you get rid of the drugs, if you stop drinking, right there, if you stop smoking, and you stop being so sensitive about how you're sedating yourself from dealing with the pain and the struggle in your life, and you just focus on winning every day, and you're consistent, you'll be surprised what you can do in your life. But you got to be able to go through that pain. You got to fight, get back up when you fall over and over and over again. Either you make that decision or you just accept that your future will be filled with struggle. The choice is yours.